Hey Alice, welcome back to the Mad Tea Party, fully stacked this evening. We have some very special, important guests with us. Directly to my left is Gerbil Kris Jackson
Mm,
of All the
mm,
Tension.
right.
You just released some new music.
Yeah, I did. Recently a new song, and I've got a couple other singles out since I was last on here. Most recently, one called Nevermind. It's a
Nice.
sad one, but it's fun.
What was the first one you put out?
Death.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
one. That was good. I don't think
Yeah.
I've heard the newest one. I gotta check that out.
Yeah. The four singles we have out are what I call the four pillars of the band. Because our first one was like a metalcore song. Then we did like a post-hardcore, then like a pop punk song. And this last one's like straight up emo.
Hell yeah.
So the rest of the album that will release probably in summertime will be a mixture of all of those things.
Nice. I'll be looking out for it. You got
Yeah.
any plans to play out?
We're gonna do an album release show and then probably play a bunch of shows after
Hell
that.
yeah.
But yeah, not really planning to play until then.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we also have Laura Rose with us. You
Hey.
have music coming out very soon as well.
Yes, I don't have an exact date, but like any week now. Yeah, I
Hell
have a
yeah.
song with Will K. Soul. It's like spacey pop.
Nice. Do you have stuff out now?
Yes, I do.
It's like
maybe like
Spotify?
four songs or so on Spotify, and then one little sneaky song on my Bandcamp because I want to like keep them
Top secret.
happy for the people that have come through there.
Oh, I
So I'm
got you.
like, you can only hear it, but it is kind of a banger. So I'm like, oh, I want to put it out, for everyone.
That song is a banger.
That's a tough like toss up because on one hand, Spotify sucks. On the other hand, it's like, but people be able to hear it there too. That's tough.
Mhm. It's
Uh,
Yeah.
Can she be Gerbil Laura?
no, she hasn't earned it the way you
Right.
have.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't earned the nickname.
He's talking to me now.
This is the part of the show where you shut the fuck up.
That's the rest of the show.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
But we also have Taylor Santangelo of Morbid Orchid. You have a show April 29th
Yes, at the
at Underdog.
Yep. Um, sure do.
Hell yeah.
Well, don't be too excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, bring that energy to the show. And then beside him is my cohort on Behind the Curtain, Mr. Evan Carpenter, the lead anchor
That's
that
right.
of the only reliable news network ever in all history.
That's right. That's right. You guys can tune into our monthly news segment where we sum up the news for a whole month. You don't even have to like pay attention to any other news for the rest of the month. You just tune in on the 11th of this month. We've got a very special guest coming your way.
I think we can just say that. It's Alan.
Alan, of
Alan's
course,
joining
dude.
us.
Alan Kinney coming to join us.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
can't wait.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be great.
That would be so helpful to have it summed up once per month because like it's such an overload all the time.
I mean, I might be a little biased, but I think it's like the best show ever. It's really awesome.
Hey, at least y'all let everybody know when it's not real.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hey, that's a good point. What
Yeah.
are some of the news stories y'all covered on the last one?
Oh, my phone's off right now, but I can remember a few. Dude, we had this one story that went on for a couple months. There was this monkey escape. Like this medical research facility in South Carolina, like 43 rhesus macaque monkeys escaped and they got into the woods and they were out there for like months and they finally wrangled them all in last month with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, that was a story we talked about twice because there was an update. They caught him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is one of the totally real ones?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one, yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, for context too, if you have not tuned in yet, I bring about like 10 stories. Most of them are real, some of them are fake. It's up to our guests to figure it out. So just making sure you guys know.
And it's an optional drinking game if you want to get as fucked up as I do. I was batting like horrible scores the first like 3 or 4 times we did this, where I'd get like maybe 1 out of 10 right. This last one, I got a perfect score.
Yeah.
No way.
I got every single one right, and I'm like, but see, Evan's really competitive though, so that's like I feel like he's like, you get mine right, okay, we'll see.
Oh yeah.
We'll see how this works next time.
Y'all are
No,
both up in the game.
Mhm.
You make for a good host then.
Evan's really good at it.
Oh, thanks, man. You're a fantastic co-host, dude. Couldn't do it without you.
He's got thank you. He's got experience in college radio, so I think that helps a lot. You have a good radio voice.
Well,
I
thank
agree.
you.
What's an example of one of the fake stories?
I had one where it was like a jet ski accident. Like 2 jet skis went over a ramp and crashed. I think I got you on that one. And whoever our guest was, I think I got them too. Yeah.
I remember there was this one where I'm like, this cannot possibly be Evan, because it was a bunch of like uncommon Spanish names, and it was in like Central America with like location names and like dates. It was very well documented. I'm like, that can't be him, right? Like there's so much work and research going into this. I was wrong.
I love that.
You know what it is? I just go on like the Wikipedia for El Salvador. Like, scroll down and find people.
There you go.
Yeah, but no, it's a great show. Tune in on the 11th if you guys want to hear some.
And the second annual Bunny Roo is happening April 5th at East Room. Bunny Roo 2. We got Winton Existing headlining, HR Lexi, a band I have been obsessed about for like 10 years. I fucking love them. We got Cassette Stress, Hussy Fit, Young Robot, and what am I missing?
That's already quite a bit.
Winton, I said that already.
Yeah, don't know.
Is that right?
Hussy Fit.
He said he said that one too.
HR Lexi.
Cassette Stress.
Cassette,
Yeah, that's fine.
Cassette Stress and Winton Existing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
Is
that was
Winton Existing
that wasn't a
playing
good plug. Yeah, Winton's playing 5 sets back to back.
It's actually
it's
just
just
Winton
5
Existing.
hours of Winton. It's gonna be awesome.
Is he in Karma Vulture or am I mixing up?
Connor,
Connor's in Winton.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
That's
they got a big show with Omen Bringer at Exit In next week. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
That would be Karma Vulture.
Karma Vulture.
Yeah,
yes.
I forgot they were playing that show at Exit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That you haven't been there in a long time. When was the last time y'all been to Exit In?
I think Zacapalooza,
Right after it
Okay.
quit being Exit In.
which was after it quit being Exit In, but nonetheless, Zacapalooza, you know about that show. Zach Dubois.
Yeah.
Dubois.
That happened.
How do
That
you
was
say
not
his
that long
last
ago,
name?
right?
Yeah. It was like the summer,
Gotcha.
which doesn't feel like that long ago, but I guess that's a matter of perspective. But that was
That's
an
a long
awesome
time
show.
for some things.
Walking back and forth from Exit In and the end. I think that was the last time I was there. What about you? Same?
Yeah, I would have been with you.
Yeah.
Taylor, you look
About-
so stoned, dude.
About 4 months ago, I saw Jake Bug at Exit In.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that must have been a great show. Was he good in concert?
So good. Sounds exactly like his recorded stuff.
Hell yeah.
Evan,
It might have been for Hussy Fit and Girlwood.
that was at the basement.
That was the basement. Oh well, then
You and I went to see Maiden Mother Crone there.
Good. That was a long time.
That was a
ago.
long time ago. That was like 2 years ago.
Maybe for like not a New Year celebration. I don't know. There had to have been some show where I saw some incredibly talented band there. Yeah.
What about your favorite show at Exit In?
Melvin's 1998, I think. I jumped off the stage and landed on Elliston Place.
Nice.
I'd say my favorite was when I saw Thursday.
Ooh,
That was
that's
really cool. Because they had just like, it was sort of before emo stuff blew back up again and all the old emo bands and whatever like came back and was touring. And it was just kind of random one off. There wasn't that many people there, and it was exit in. And so it was just really cool to see him there. And what really reminded me of it is one guy ran up on stage during their like most popular song and jumped off, was gonna like crowd surf, and the crowd parted like Moses parted the Red Sea, and he face planted on the ground.
That's fucking rough.
On the hard concrete floor at exit in.
Oh my god!
And I was like, oh, that's what you get.
So that was a good night.
Oh yeah, that's why it's my favorite.
Man,
he's bleeding all over the place.
I saw a
He
New Wave
died.
Rebellion there. I think maybe She Wants Revenge. That's probably my favorite one.
New Wave Rebellion.
New Wave Rebellion's local. They're they haven't played in a long time though. They're really cool.
Are they like New Wave?
No, not at all.
No, it's a rebellion.
Oh, good point.
I know
What
the
kind of stuff do they play?
I don't know, what do they play? Like
Love that show. So good. I have no idea what kind of music.
Like-
they're playing.
jazz rock, I guess. It's tricky. It's complicated.
Sounds great.
Taylor hates good music.
I saw my favorite Exodus show was Jeff of the Brotherhood. It was the last show before it changed ownership.
Are they still together?
Unsure, to be honest. I think they've not officially parted, but they've just been inactive for like the past 3 years or so. But
Jeff the seasonal brother.
yeah. I also, at the end of that show, it was their last song. This dude, very big man with no shirt, hopped up on the stage. He was limber as fuck too. And he jumped off and no one caught him. And he bashed out his top row of teeth.
Oh,
And I was
no.
like, you almost made it, dude. You
Oh.
Almost made it to hell.
You almost made it through this show. And just like a 1 minute decision really
Damn.
fucked at least months of his life up.
Yeah, at least.
Because that's how long he's got.
Yeah.
That's overwhelming. I don't know. I saw Devin Gilfillian there. He's great. It was funny because a friend of mine invited me out, and then she was like, "Hey, this is my friend, blah, blah, blah. He's a musician." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Very casual. And then just kept hanging out. And then all of a sudden that was like the person that was like headlining. And I was like, whoa,
Nice.
okay. And yeah, it's fun when his music plays at my job too, because it's like very, I feel like positive and well-meaning stuff. Good for when you're working. And then I think I've seen Lark and Poe there, and I think they're really talented. I know they definitely have roots around here. But I don't know, that one show where I finally got to meet you, that was a good show
was a
there
good one.
too.
Aww.
Yeah,
show
we
was
met
that?
at Accident. We did a Christmas metal show back in December of 23.
Well, we
It
did.
was like we as in
You
the group
and
of folks, I
people,
guess, yeah.
Hmm.
Like Mike show he puts on. Kind of like we did the emo one recently, a couple Saturdays ago.
Is that not
Very similar
Nicholson?
to like John shows. Yeah, it's not, but it's like very similar
Okay,
to his
I got
shows. Yeah, we did metal covers of
Nice.
Christmas songs.
It was a fundraiser show for, was it?
It was like Toys for Tots or
I
something like
think?
that. Yeah. Yeah, and they called it. It was like something about Misfit Toys, and they had a Misfits cover band.
I was trying to remember if I went to that. I don't think I was there.
Yeah, it was awesome. Had a really
Nice.
good. I did Kidnap the Sandy Claus
Hell
yeah.
by Korn.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Is there video of that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll send it to you. It went really well. Got a girl out of it after all. I remember that song has so many fucking words. It's 3 verses that are like full of words, and each chorus is different. And like
3 verses full of words.
full of words. Hey man, listen, that's the thing. All right. Some verses are short, not so many words. Maybe a handful.
Some are full of numbers.
This one is full of words.
You know what's crazy is like they describe way more stuff in the song than they actually do in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
They have an elaborate
Right?
plan in the song in the movie that's kind of grab them.
That's such a good point. But yeah, I remember struggling to learn it. Fortunately, I think that was the only one I was actually singing on, so I could dedicate my time to it. I'd actually gotten in a wreck somewhat recently. I just got rear-ended, and we had to sit and wait for the cops forever. Yeah, it was the night of the tornado that was like hit Madison,
Yo.
and so it was like
You got hit by a tornado?
I didn't get hit by a tornado, but I was in the Madison area, and cops were like super busy, dealing with the tornado. And more
Yeah. Freeze, motherfucker!
Stop resisting.
Oh my god. They were super busy fighting the tornado, and I was sitting there in my car literally for almost 3 hours waiting on the cops.
Well, it's a good thing those cops intervened in that fucking tornado.
Dude, let's thank the
Let's
Madison
thank
Police
our
Department.
Madison
Yeah.
Police
I'm telling
Department.
you, they got their hands full.
They arrested
All
that
the time.
tornado.
How sick would it be for the person who rear-ended you if a tornado got you while you were waiting on the cops? They'd be like, I didn't do shit. These other cars are gone.
What car accident? What car?
It comes by and sweeps me up, and they're like, "Well, guess we're done here." Thank you, God. But it gave me time because I just sat there and practiced that song the whole time. So
Hell
after
yeah.
that, I was like quite prepared for it.
Nice.
Yeah. And she was there with a mutual friend, Angela, and I went off stage and she introduced us, and the rest is history.
At the
And
rear ending.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Much longer after the ending.
What have you been playing recently?
We did actually do this one together. We just did a new wave show that you
Oh,
were
I'm
at.
sorry. I meant video games.
Oh, okay.
I should have elaborated.
Well, it was
we do
ironic
also
new
do that.
wave. Yeah, we play video games too.
But you talk about.
I just finished Nine Souls. You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's like a Metroidvania, very similar to Hollow Knight. If you've ever played that, or
Yeah.
heard of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's hard
Nice.
as fuck, because it's like a Souls-like too. And it was very hard, but I don't know, man. Like, I go on kicks with Metroidvanias every now and then because I always love
Yeah.
Super Metroid, and then so like I don't know, it gives me nostalgia feels. So I finished that, and I was like, oh no, I want to do another one. And I heard Prince of Persia with the Lost Crown was really good.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, it
Okay.
came out last year.
Nice.
So I got that, and I've just started playing it.
What's your favorite Metroidvania?
Super Metroid.
Okay.
Yeah, I played. That was like the first one. I played it when I was a kid. It's funny because it took me like years to beat it 100%, like I did back then. But a few years ago, they came out with it on Nintendo Switch on the online whatever bullshit, and I beat it in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny when you're a kid, it's different.
Yeah. Have you ever played Symphony of the Night?
Castlevania.
Yeah, you should try that one. I think it's on the original PlayStation, but I think they have those in the PlayStation Store.
They did like a re-release of that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Wasn't there a Castlevania for Super Nintendo?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I remember that one.
I think that one's
I can
Super
recognize
Castlevania.
like the sounds and the song from it. If I
Yeah.
heard it, I'd be like,
That's a great series. That goes back to the regular Nintendo too.
yeah, like Duck Hunt in the game where you would
Yeah.
be like, sorry if that's bad for the mics, but I do remember that game, and I wish I could play it. I'll beat you. I'll beat
Bring it
anybody
on.
in this room.
Folks, if you're tuning in on audio, Laura just did like a really fast little run motion.
Yeah.
I kind of like to see that again. That was pretty,
It was like subsonic speed.
right? That was
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
I'll win.
You can-
Challenge me.
You could do some like double bass.
Does subsonic mean less than Sonic?
Like barely though. Like almost breaking the sound barrier.
Would you say is less than
So
Sonic?
she
Alex,
You could come close to breaking the sound barrier, but
Are
not
we
quite.
I just have to
currently-
throw in real quick that it's come to the point where it's worse than music. When I hear y'all discussing video games and how fucking old it makes me feel.
Back in my day,
I
We
mean,
played rocks.
Metroidvania is a genre of game that comes from two games I witnessed the beginning of.
Wow.
You're like a
That's
vampire who's seen the rise and fall of empires.
What?
I just want to say I had a Barbie game for the Super Nintendo, I think. It was pretty
Nice.
sweet.
Okay,
Very pink.
question. Is it Barbie Resort where you just go around and you're like, I gotta get a suntan, I gotta swim in the ocean and surf?
Or
The
I don't.
period.
Oh, I thought there was who to choose from. I have no idea.
I think
but
he's just asking what it was like, basically.
I feel like I remember like cruising
Hell yeah.
for some reason, but that's all. I remember more my computer Barbie game in which you could like ride a horse, and it was like the screen was like it was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, back then especially, right? Yeah, I know Philly.
Yeah, probably around like 2000 or 2002.
I asked because I played a Super Nintendo Barbie game, and
Yeah.
some things didn't age great, but overall it was like an
Yeah.
adventure game, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Have you gone back
if I
to it
saw
recently?
it, I could probably.
Within
You're
like
like, it
the
hasn't
last,
aged great.
within the last. Well, I
Uh,
never played it back in the day, but maybe
Oh, you
like
only played it
3
recently.
years ago I
Well,
played
with
it.
the
Yeah.
Barbie movie, like a
Yeah.
resurgence of like wondering.
That's
is normal, I think. Reasonable.
yeah,
Curiosity.
that's true.
Yeah. Alex,
It's cool to play with Barbies now.
Oh yeah, man.
I keep asking him when the next Grand Theft Auto is going to come out. Have you heard anything about that?
I know 6 has been announced. I don't know
Fall.
when it's fall. Okay.
They've announced fall.
Well, it's more like I already told you. Fall.
Yeah, she's like, do you know? I'm like, all they've said is fall.
Yeah.
At one point, I finally told her, I was like, listen, as soon as I know more information, as soon as I see another trailer, get more clarity,
I think you have additional information.
I'll let you know. I do have,
See?
You're a liar.
I have a little bit of additional information that I already told
He's
her.
withholding.
No, I told you this.
What are they paying you?
I love it.
My
No,
uncle
no,
works
no.
for Rockstar.
They announced the Borderlands 4 release date, September, and they're owned by the same parent company.
2K?
Yeah. So I was like, I doubt that they're going to release Borderlands and then right at the same time release GTA 6.
Okay,
They're not
fair
going to
enough.
shoot themselves in the foot. So I said they did say fall, so my guess is November.
Yeah. Okay.
And that would give them more time.
So
that checks out.
2K owns Rockstar?
Mhm.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like the first Borderlands and I like the second Borderlands.
Oh, I was a huge
And I haven't
fan of
played
the
anymore.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the game Limbo?
Yeah.
Oh,
That one's great.
That's one of those like you're like a little child in a scary world kind
it
of
is
games.
scary.
Yeah.
I know.
If-
I was stress eating mac and cheese while
That game's
Just like,
scary.
save your sister already.
Have you played Little Nightmares?
What was it?
Little Nightmares?
Oh, I think I've maybe seen video from that. Is that
It's
scary? Yeah.
yes.
I
It's
don't
this. It's
know.
basically the same thing as Limbo, but it's really
Oh,
scary.
God. I don't know. I mean,
It's
like,
great though. It's a great game.
when the flood comes down in Halo 2 when you're near the end and you don't that never happened the whole damn game. I had to pause over that. So I doubt I could do that. I want to play Murdered Soul Suspect with you sometime because or like whoever, but it'd be fun with you. Because I remember renting it from Family Video and being like, oh, so like with someone I feel like enjoy it better.
She recently played Fallout 3. And
That's my
and finished the
game. That's my game.
And let me tell you, she's very reactive to things that happen. It's so funny because like she'll turn around and a ghoul will be there. Literally like
I know it's that.
And one
I
time
think I
she
almost
was,
hurt you one time.
I know you know what I'm about to say. She like there was like a mob of like super mutants and ghouls or whatever. She's like, I'm about to give the controller to my boyfriend.
He's so much better than me. Do you remember? Okay, I know we're like on, but do you remember the one from Fallout 4 that we saw and then we haven't played in a long time since then?
The big ass super mutant.
Like,
whatever.
Are you talking about the swan? Like where you
That's his name.
in the fountain?
Yes.
Yeah, that dude. My college roommate was playing that level, and it scared the shnikes out of me too. Yeah,
You haven't?
That's
so
a
funny
great
you
level,
remember
yeah.
his name. That's
Swan.
right.
Yeah,
Swan.
that was awesome.
I'll never forget his name. There's like a dog comes and some effed up dog comes at you first and distracts you, and then it's like this massive. Imagine if I got scared from the fly on the wall.
Yeah, dude, his name is Swan, and he has like a swan as like his armor. It's really neat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, I've been playing Lord of the Rings Shadow of War recently. You guys ever play the Shadow of Mordor or Shadow
This
of War?
episode is brought to you by Lord of the Rings, Shadow of War.
Warner Brothers
I've
represent.
seen that. It's like your like Assassin's Creed, Batman kind of.
Yeah.
Very much like Batman.
What's
It's made by the same people that did the Arkham
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
games.
The main
It's
thing
awesome.
though, the really cool part of it is what's called like the Nemesis system. So you can like promote orcs to lead your army, and you can like kind of puppet master these power struggles between the orcs. It's really fantastic.
Wow.
That would be my if we're doing video game corner here, that would be my recommendation for the folks at home.
You have a choice to do that or
Oh
not?
yeah, no, like
Like
there
to meddle or to do something else?
you kind of have to create like your army and take over the kingdoms and stuff. But by like I'm most of the way through it by now, and like I've like conducted sieges on like 3 different fortresses and like an army of orcs where you got to basically Assassin's Creed fight them and then get them onto your side, and then from there they can work their way through the ranks. So it's a lot of like time investment, and you start rooting for these little guys. I got to tell you, you pick favorites. Yeah,
If they kill you, they get more powerful.
that's right.
But you can come back and like try to fight them again, and then like get them as part of your
Jeez.
Yeah.
But
system.
I
It's,
guess-
it's so good, man.
Mhm.
The combat is incredible.
Oh, dude, hell yeah! It's a fantastic game.
I was just saying, like with the metal or do something else, like you know how in Fallout you can choose to do something that's like bad, or you can like what is it, heroic or whatever.
Yeah, the karma
Mhm.
system.
And so is
Yeah.
that like involved in this game or no?
No, not
Oh.
really. The orcs they're orcs. They're evil. They want
They
to
deserve
play out
to
the
die.
guy. Yeah,
It's
dude.
good to kill them.
Mhm. It's good to kill and subjugate them and make them. I love seeing my enemies perish.
Anything you
That
do to
sounds
them is
interesting.
justified.
You can do like you have the choice to be like kind of you can like torture them. What am I thinking?
Oh, you can shame them.
Shame them,
If
that's
you
it.
beat down the orc enough, you can
Oh my
do this
God.
thing where you shame them, and you're like, you're not even worth joining my side. And you just like smack them in the face, and then they run off. And if
Oh
you do
my
it enough,
God.
they go crazy. And they stop. And
They
they
just
can't
keep
speak
showing up.
anymore. And they're just like, oh.
Oh my god! I don't know if I'm as interested now.
This is real. This is real shit, though. I remember thinking like, this is crazy. I shamed every single. I didn't even have an army. They were all shamed.
That's your king. Just like just going around harassing these orcs until they kill themselves.
It's so funny. They get like weaker every time.
They do.
Wow.
I've been playing Cult of the Lamb. You know about
Oh,
that?
that game
Yeah.
was sweet.
I've never played it, but I saw it and it looks fun. And
It's-
it's on sale right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. It's one of those rogues where like it doesn't end, so you could just not play it that much, but like there's as like much as you can do that you want to do, basically. Like it just keeps going.
Okay.
That's
So,
interesting.
so it's not like is it? Am I hearing it right that it's a game that doesn't actually have an end, that you beat the game?
The thing
Am I
is,
right?
like so you beat the final boss, and then I have all the expansions. So then there's a new final boss and like a whole new string of dungeons and stuff to do. And then after you beat that, there's all these side things you can do. So it's
Okay.
like it's just a lot
Yeah.
of content.
I get you.
I think that's cool when games will like have very little resources and find ways to use them again and again and again. Like when they had limitations, like on older games, is like find ways to pack in all kinds of content into very little.
Replayability is really a big thing that's changed since games are not arcade anymore.
Mhm.
Originally, an arcade game was designed to eat your fucking quarters. There was, I mean, the last level in Pac-Man doesn't even complete because there wasn't enough memory in the chip to print on the screen because they didn't expect anybody to ever get there.
Wow.
So when games began to become savable, that was a whole different thing.
Yeah. Like
Once
memory
again,
cards.
My age is, I watched that occur.
That's
You know,
cool though.
And it's a whole different thing. And there's a different appreciation of that type of game. There's a lot of games now will eat up 6 hours of your fucking day like that, and
That's Cult of the Lamb.
yeah, I mean, and that's
For sure.
So many games are designed to almost do that
That is exactly what it's designed to do.
arcade
Yeah.
games that you can sit down for 10 minutes and kill 10, 20 minutes and just be done with it,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people are drawn to like Super Smash Bros. For that kind of reason, that are like,
Just endless.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying like endless playability.
Yeah, totally. Like matches. I mean, that's what you do with like Fortnite and stuff. You like launch into a game, you just like play that one match, and then you move on to the next one. I feel like that's the closest we get to that kind of arcadey sort of like repeatability.
Rocket League is good like that for me.
Yeah, Rocket League's the bomb.
Because I play 2 or 3 games, I'll win one and get my ass fucking handed to me in 2, and then I'm completely demoralized and never want to play video games again.
It's like when you're doing good, you're like, this is the best game.
I'm so
ever.
good.
And then you start losing, you're like, this game fucking sucks. The controls suck. I hate the people that made this. I want them to die. Yeah. It's like having dark thoughts about Rocket League.
It's just a rocket car, bro.
It's not that serious.
Dude, I get all in my own head. Like, why am I wasting my time doing this? There's some like child in South Korea that's destroying me at this game.
Rocket League is like porn. It's like it's good while you're doing it, and then you're like, I hate me. I'm bad. I'm a bad person.
That post Rocket League clarity gets you every time.
People come over and you got to make sure it's not still on the screen on pause.
It's not Rocket League, it's porn, I swear.
Flip it back to the porno.
Your parents come in, I swear I'm watching porn, it's not Rocket League.
You got Rocket League? We could play some Rocket League together.
Yeah, what are we doing this for? Let's play Rocket League. I have one controller and we can all play. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Taylor presses the X button. I'll move the joystick. We'll figure it out.
I'll work the pedals. You just
Have you played Gauntlet?
No.
Before I think the 64.
I'm familiar with it. It's a beat 'em up.
Or no, GameCube, I think.
Yeah, Gauntlet is on a few different things.
That's an old school one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, well, it's a
beat 'em up.
A top down.
Oh, okay. Later on, they're beat 'em ups then.
Yeah, it's I think it's rogue. Yeah, it's what you call roguelike, where you just keep going and going. Dungeon crawler. The original one doesn't look anything like. I've got a newer one that came out a few years back on Steam.
There are definitely some that are side scrollers.
You're thinking of Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles is also a beat 'em up.
That's the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
Like Golden Axe.
Oh, I am thinking of Golden Axe.
You're thinking of Golden Axe. That's not.
So Gauntlet is a top down.
Top down. It's
okay.
Road, where you're like going.
Interesting.
Down and,
so no, I haven't played that. That's cool. That's on Super Nintendo?
No, GameCube.
Okay.
Gauntlet was an arcade and they put it on. Yeah, it was on a lot of it.
Was it a turn-based combat?
No.
I hate turn-based combat.
It was straight up running around.
I love turn-based combat.
The original one, you could be the elf that shot arrows, the Valkyrie, I think that threw. So I think she had a sword. And then
the Valkyrie. Oh yeah.
That threw axes. And they, and then now they've added somebody to it, like on the newer ones. But it's top down. Now it's angled a little bit because it's 3D, but back in the day it was 2-dimensional, straight top down. fight, get gold and keys and open doors and get flooded by all these damn creatures. And it was, real basic.
I get the origins of turn-based combat, like where it came from, like Dungeons
It's called
and Dragons
chess,
and
idiot.
stuff, and chess. Sure.
Ever heard of chess?
But like, I think I was spoiled by like
this guy's never heard of chess before.
I've heard of chess. Okay.
What a loser!
Boo, boo this man. Boo. Pawns, you know. I am a pawn.
Is tennis turn-based combat?
Absolutely not. That's real.
It's real time.
What do you mean?
That's real time strategy.
That's real. It's
Tennis
just real in that it
is
happens in real time.
turn-based, and you wait until the other person's turn. Turn-based. I'm sorry.
I don't know. The ball's like moving. It's real time. That's like real time combat. Look, here's the thing.
It's real time and also turn-based.
I
How
think
about that?
I was spoiled by video games that was like actual real
Both
combat.
wrong. It's a sports simulator.
When I got to
Not when
there
it's
you go.
the sport
Thank you, Nate.
tennis in real life. I mean, that game. That game is a turn-based. It's not combat. It's
when
turn-based.
it got to turn-based games for me, it was like this feels so like you're not just gonna be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait for you to attack. Go ahead. You know.
I don't like the judgment in your tone. I don't like your attitude
all right,
right now.
All right, you attacked me. Now it's my turn.
When tabletop like D&D
Pokemon
hit
Stadium.
computers,
Don't like it.
so you can play on your
Is that
own.
real combat?
But then turn-based
It's turn-based.
always bored me because it is on your own. You
Yeah.
know?
And I get it with board games. Like that's what I'm saying. I get the origin of it, but in a video game. Not a fan.
You're a
That's all.
hater.
I have a question, Alex.
Yes.
Has anyone here played the Star Wars game for the Super Nintendo? Do you remember
It's
where the
hard as
screen's just
fuck.
like maybe where like it's just like a shadow and you're just like you're on the thing in the game, but it takes forever for it to get to the part where you play. Like it's loading or
The
something.
land speeder.
Is that the one
Yeah.
with Luke? Like you
Mhm.
jump around. It's like a side scroller.
Sometimes, and then sometimes it's top down. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or maybe
Interesting.
from behind the character, whatever that is.
I just remember watching my brothers play that game.
Taylor plays a lot of Super Nintendo games.
Mhm.
What have you been playing?
Other than Barbie.
There's one called there's one called Spanky's Quest where you're this little guy and you
What?
I remember this.
you attack. You have a bubble that bounces on your head, and you can the amount of times you catch it and bounce it on your head, it becomes more powerful. And then you can pop it and kill enemies. It's pretty cool. It's like a platformer and a side scroller.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
You sound like you're in love when you describe it. Like it sounds like it's a magical experience.
It's pretty sick, dude.
So where do you find these? Like when you want to get more games, do you like order them online? Do you go to like McKay's or like where do you find them?
So my buddy Eric gave me a cartridge that he hacked that has like all Super Nintendo. It has an SD card in the top of it. And it's got
all the games.
Make sure you isolate that one part and clip it and send it to me so I can send it to everyone Taylor knows.
Yo,
Well, this is the
Nintendo's gonna
thing
be
is,
on his
to let
ass.
y'all know this.
What?
Browsers are so powerful now that you can play everything up to. I played PS1 games
Oh yeah.
online on a browser without downloading shit. It all pulls in. your
Lazy
browser.
has PS.
You have to kind of find one of the
PS3?
sites that works correctly, and you can run your controller to it. I mean, I'll play all Commodore 64 games on the shit.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
like a kid again. So
Dave.
all of those games, yeah, you can find them online where you can just play them right off the browser.
Lazy has PS2 on his phone.
Yeah.
Is that
Wow.
from the
That's pretty
cartridge?
cool.
Oh
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, these days you can go on coolmathgames.com and play like
a-
GTA San
Yeah,
Andreas.
that's what I'm saying.
Ever card.
People don't understand that
And it
the
has
size of
literally, like,
games is
1,000
just
games
so
on it.
exorbitant
Never
now
mind.
that what it used to be,
It's pretty sick.
you know, that you can run them off a browser. Now, you know, shit's 150 gigs. Baldur's Gate, I started stripping stuff off of a computer and I still couldn't get enough stuff off a computer to fit it if I wanted to get it.
Yeah. I
Baldur's
remember
Gate's so good.
addictinggames.com.
Yo, Bob, dude, we're playing some territory war up in this
Yeah,
piece.
How about slime volleyball? Did you ever play that?
A little bit, dude. I feel like
you could play with 2 people.
Yeah.
So we used to do that like in class.
Yeah, somebody plays like the W's and someone plays the arrows.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember.
Man,
like
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my favorite one is, you guys ever play one of those simulators where it's like I played one that was called like Dust or something, where you could generate like sand and you could drop a bunch of sand on it, or you could be like rocks and you could drop
That's
rocks.
one of my son's favorite things because you can blend stuff together. It's like a sandbox of
exactly. And it was like
you do art,
super
maybe?
simple.
Kind of?
Yeah, you can make like sand art and shit.
Yeah.
But like you could also generate like kind of like NPCs, you know, like you can make like birds or like people, like you can make like fighter or you know, like player. I don't know. Yeah, I loved Addicting Games though. There's some pretty dope games on
I
there.
remember E-Bombs World and Newgrounds.
Newgrounds
I
was
know that
sick,
one,
man.
but I definitely know E-Bombs World.
There were a lot
I
of
don't know
bad
what
things
new-
on E-Bombs World where it's like, I'm a child and I shouldn't be playing.
What are you
this.
watching, like cartel beheading videos on there?
Yeah, there was one where you could.
Rotten.com. Remember that one?
No,
Traumatized.
I was
that
really
beheadings
sheltered
and shit.
when I was a kid.
I was.
My parents
pretty
didn't let me
young.
watch any beheading videos.
Assholes.
The internet didn't exist like that when I was a kid.
My parents won't let me watch any beheading
But
videos.
You might be
Mom!
for the better for it.
All
I
the
saw a
kids
guy
are
shot
doing-
himself in the head when I was like 11.
Is that the?
Oh my
Well, I watched VHSs.
The politician?
The politician, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That
Somehow
that
that's
traumatized
You
me.
scary.
said you watched it on VHS?
Yeah, politician.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the news broadcast of that where they left the audio running and they went to black right as he pulled the trigger.
Are you talking about Bud Dwyer?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
man.
years later, I saw the
That
actual
video's
full
crazy.
footage, and it is like a fountain coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Blood. It is insane.
It's
People-
wild.
This is really morbid, but like the way it looks when people die is not the way they portray it in
No.
things,
No, it's so much more real.
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're strangling them.
Y'all ever play Roblox?
You ever strangled someone in Roblox?
With my son.
There's
You strangled people in Roblox with your son?
He was strangling his son while playing Roblox.
Like
no,
Homer
Hey.
Simpson.
no, I wouldn't
Not on
strangle-
record.
I wouldn't strangle my son. He
I
probably
tried.
would strangle me.
What about Roblox?
What is that game?
There's I'm really addicted to a hurricane simulator where you're just this rag doll and you have to try and survive a hurricane.
Hell yeah.
And there's like a structure and there's just like 40 people playing at once and you all run and see who chooses the best spot.
That's the kind of stuff my boy does.
It's so
we-
sick.
He gets
we
on the
call
boat
that
sync
autism.
simulators and all that shit.
Reminds me of this
It's
video I
dope.
saw on Rotten.com.
A bunch of people thrown into a hurricane.
It's called Hurricane Simulator. Now Roblox is like it's kind of like an open world thing, but there's a bunch of different games you can play.
You like make it.
You could actually it comes with an editor and you can learn to make games. There's a lot of games on there that are really no good. They just aren't anything.
Yeah,
But
probably
that's
most
because-
of them.
Yeah. And then but that's the thing is you can sell people sell games on there. So
Mhm.
you know, and if they're good enough.
And people buy the currency on there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind
My
of
daughter
true.
was into it for a
It's
while.
one of
She
those
bought
things that-
coins and shit. I was
Yeah.
like,
It's one
I'm
of
not
those
buying any
things
fucking
that it's
Roblox
a double-edged
coins.
sword with kids because they can be very
Robux.
creative and they can learn some
Robux.
shit,
That's it.
but they can also run across some fucked up people on there because a lot of those games are just chat rooms. You know, I'll play it with them and we'll go into some game and there's a bunch of people in the game you'll see, but you'll never see them around. And like where the avatars are just hanging out, sitting, and that's what it is. It's chat rooms. So that's one of the weird things about Roblox is
Mhm.
it's kind of it's cool that it is so wide open, but it can be kind of dangerous because of that.
That's what Taylor does the whole time.
Just let my character sit there.
Yeah,
While he's talking.
and chats with kids.
Is there a chat room? Is?
Chris Hansen pops in the door.
Why don't you
Little
have a seat
Chris
over there?
Hansen Roblox
We're
character.
already sitting down,
Oh my
Chris
God.
Hansen.
If I ever play Roblox, that's my skin is Chris Hansen.
Dude, imagine you jump into a server and like 5 people just log off.
Why don't you have a seat? The servers are locked. You can't leave. You're stuck in the game. The headset stuck to your head. Wait, what's happening? VR Roblox. This is the world that they intend for us to be trapped in VR Roblox.
Right.
That's
where it's heading.
Yeah. Everyone will be
Roblox?
a little bit over at his house with Coda.
With Bigfoot.
Yeah.
What about you, Evan?
I haven't had the pleasure. Not yet.
Is it only on like PC or is it on console?
I don't know if it's on console. It's an internet thing. You download it straight off the internet. It's free unless you want to buy something that's
like the Robux or whatever.
There's
I don't know
like,
if it's on
I've played
console.
a couple of like team shooter games, like FPS, which it's kind of cool because it brings you back to some of the early ones that aren't so technical, but they're faster than the early ones. So the movement is a lot faster and a lot more going on, but it's not so technical with like looking around and everything looks right because they were Roblox dudes blasting each other. So, that's one of those things that you can find stuff to play for 5 minutes, and not spend your whole damn day like my son will on, boat sinking simulator.
I like Donkey Kong. That's kind of random, but
Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong.
well,
Land,
that
kind of
too.
stuff.
The original
But
one?
I'm thinking of
I was
the
playing the
original.
original one the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved
Donkey Kong
it.
Jr.
What's the original one?
Yeah.
The
Hold on,
bongo
Laura,
one
show
on
us
GameCube.
again.
Yeah,
How's it go?
I remember that one.
The original,
Did you have the bongos?
No,
No,
he's
she's
like
talking
going
about-
on the floor.
Oh,
With,
Smash
I think
Bros.
they just called him
This is
Jumpman at
down.
the time. It was before he was Mario, and he's chucking barrels.
Yeah, the
at you
first
and
one.
shit.
Yeah,
and then Donkey Kong Jr.
where you actually play as
captured him.
Mario, but it's called Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and his name's Jumpman in that game.
And
They really fucked that all up.
they should have kept it as Jumpman.
What about Donkey Kong Jr.?
that was
I remember that
the
one
part
too.
2. That's where you're Donkey Kong Jr.
And you're swinging from vines in that one.
Yeah, you gotta get up
yeah.
and save your dad.
Mhm. That
And
one's
that's
good.
the good old quarter eaters right there. Because you're like, son of a bitch. It's all timing and
Mm-hmm.
but there's randomization going on with things, so you can't always pattern stuff. A lot of the old Sky Stroller games, if you could go backwards on them, character or enemies would reset. I remember on the original Ninja game was like that. That game was like a bitch.
Yeah.
Very original Ninja game. God bless.
All right, I got a question for the group here. If you could have any power from a video game, what would it be?
Mm.
I'll start you off. I got you on the first one. Portal gun.
See, to me,
Portal.
there's a correct answer, and then there's a bunch of wrong answers to this. Because I'm not sure what it is, but there's got to be one that is like way better.
I
right?
think I know it.
What?
Hit a button to go to sleep.
Ooh, dude, that's underrated. That's a smart idea. Like you can select like 8 hours.
Yeah. Right. And then just go to sleep and then wake up 8 hours. Well rested.
It's called Vicodin.
I've got this button actually right here. No, for real. What is it though? Or you want us all to?
I'm thinking about it still. I don't know.
Minecraft creative mode ability.
You just make
Ooh.
anything, except it's all blocks.
I mean, well, you're talking about an ability. So in the real world, it would just be the ability. You'd have access to every item in existence in the world and be able to just.
It would end zombie. He'd just make
And
a bunch
you
of
fly
zombies.
around. You can't get hurt.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
You don't have to eat.
Mm-hmm.
good points.
And,
God mode is a pretty good
Laura,
power.
I want to hear your video game pick.
well, there's so many to like think about, but one thing that occurred to me was in Nine Souls when how you regenerate your health with the pipe.
Oh yeah.
That's
Mm.
pretty good.
In
one to
Nine
have.
Souls, that's like the mechanic.
That's how I
For some
regenerate my
reason,
health
like-
in real life.
What?
Smoking.
Weed.
He's like, I have this power.
So if
Smoking heals you.
if you like
This is brought to you by cigarettes.
this podcast brought to you by Big Tobacco.
Smoke.
Smoke today.
Are you smoking yet?
That's a great slogan. Are you smoking? Yeah.
Seriously though, when you get hurt in the game, the way you heal is you hit a button and the little character goes hits its little pipe, and then your health like regenerates.
It almost looks like he's like playing.
Yeah,
something.
he's like
an instrument.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely smoking that
Oh,
Reggie.
but like smoke comes out of its mouth. It's definitely a pipe. It's not discreet.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna sound stupid if I say anything except God mode in Minecraft. Like that's kind of the best answer.
I mean, all right.
What's the creative mode, which in essence is a God mode, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. Neef took that one. You got to come up with something different.
Yeah, you idiot.
Kirby? I'm gonna eat you and absorb your abilities.
You don't want my abilities.
It's a curse. There's got to be a way to like negate it. It's like that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
You get the good ones, but you get all the
I
bad
turn
ones
into a
too.
gerbil.
You know how in games where you jump, but you can do one more move to like just barely get to the ledge.
Yeah.
Double jump.
Yeah, or like a dash. Yeah.
The double jump. It's like notoriously
Some kind of double jump would be pretty good.
Yeah, like
People
you
always
should be
joke
like
around
a
that,
famous
like,
athlete.
that makes no sense that so many games have
The
double
implications.
jumps, right? Because
You can jump off of nothing.
yeah,
There's
But
there's
so
got to
many
be ways
games
to
have
use
it.
this.
But if what's weird,
You have like a
is-
perpetual motion machine.
The weirdest thing about the double jump is that it's only a double, because you think if there was some ability that somebody had or some world you're in that you could jump off of air, why can you only do it
one
once?
time.
All right. So I got a question then. What if I was like, hey everyone, I'm gonna double jump my way to low orbit.
Well, that's not double jumping.
No.
That's just like infinite jumping.
And then
You're just like going like. boop,
Well,
boop, boop, boop,
actually,
boop.
that's not a
that was
double
my
jump.
point. Is if you got double jump ability, why would you only have the
No.
ability
I
to
wasn't
just-
I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished, okay? How many times of me jumping would it take before you're like, oh, that guy's going to orbit?
he's going the distance.
Or would you still have doubt at like 2? If I did it once, would you be like,
I would have
He can't
doubt
do it
after
3
the
times.
second one because it's a double jump.
Yeah, double jumps make sense.
so
not
1 would be
3.
enough for you to believe?
No, 2 would be enough.
2?
If it was a double jump, to know that you're not going to be able to triple jump because it's a double jump.
Right, but if you triple jump, then you
Actually,
really
it's not a double jump; it's an infinite jump.
That was
Shut the fuck up. What I'm saying is, God damn it.
All right,
If I
Alex,
have to, how many times would I have to jump consecutively before, if I was like, Evan, I'm going to orbit by jumping. If I did 1 double jump, would you be like, I'm convinced?
you know what it would be? It would be when you have jumped so high that I can't see you anymore. Then I'd be convinced. 'Cause
After 2, like I did a triple jump, you'd still be skeptical of my powers?
What, you're telling me you're going to orbit
now. I
and you
think
jump
now
like
I think
16
I
feet
finally
high?
understand what you're actually
Yeah.
asking.
How many would it take you to have faith?
Yeah, that's what
If Alex jumped in the air and then managed to jump off of the air another time,
Would that be enough?
would that be enough for you to believe that he could keep doing it all the way in orbit, or would he have to jump up and do it 2 or 3 times?
I'd say after like 7 or 8, once he gets up there, because I would imagine that this ability also is maybe exhausting.
Okay,
know,
fair
like,
point.
yeah,
You know, it's got to
fair
take
point.
exertion to be able to do it.
Right.
Okay,
And then
all
like,
right.
okay,
Yeah, that
and
makes
so
That's
sense.
reasonable,
if he did
actually.
it 7 or 8 times and it seemed pretty easy for him, I'd be like, all right, I mean, I guess.
That-
But if
there's
I
no
start
reason he
slowing
can't just keep
down,
going.
you'd
Yeah,
be like,
that's thousands
Oh,
and
this
thousands
motherfucker.
of jumps to
Yeah.
get to orbit, you know. So
Yeah,
it's like
it's pretty high.
If humans
You
had
can't
wings,
take a rest.
It's almost
you know?
as high as Taylor is
Mhm.
right now.
Also, if you had that ability, would it also work if you were falling? Could you like?
Yeah, are you just gonna fall?
yeah, you just break your legs on air.
Most
though.
video games, even after the
I
double
gotta
jump.
do it quick,
And then
or
you're
I
still in
injure
the air.
myself. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, hey, speaking of falling, Taylor had a good question about wings. What were you saying there?
thank you, Evan. Fuck you guys.
Not me.
Not you.
I
Not
was
you.
listening.
If we had wings, I don't think it would change hardly fucking anything about human life because that shit would be exhausting. Like we
Yeah.
all have the ability to be really good runners and get places fast, but we don't do it because it's hard.
Oh, my wings would be very out of shape.
Yeah, like
My wings would not do anything.
Yeah, that's
I'll
all.
fly you somewhere.
That's a funny
Thank
point.
you.
I've never heard anyone make that.
Don't
Yeah,
know that
right.
hot air balloons were a conspiracy, which is why we don't have wings anymore?
Damn,
They
dude.
did have them, and they wanted to get rid of them, so they were like, we want people to
Yeah,
pay to fly.
That's true.
There you
That's
go.
right. They were.
That's true.
Yeah, so I saw something online where it sounded like if humans were to have wings, they'd have to be like the size of like a football field. To
You'd
generate
have
the
to
amount
have
of lift
huge
to, like-
wings to lift your weight.
Yeah.
Also, the back muscles
Wow.
to support them. We don't have any, like, we'd have to have some weird growths on our back.
Yeah.
In addition
we'd
to
be
our-
looking
Our
like
shoulder blades would be the surface of where
Yeah.
they would be.
yeah.
It'd be
We'd have to-
huge.
We would have to have other muscles going on that.
Your
Or
shoulders would
not
have to
as
be the
much.
size of a football stadium.
Say
Your
the length that it
wingspan
would
would be
take for
insane.
our bodies.
If I recall right, it was like a football field.
That
Like
the
that's how long your wings
wingspan
were.
of both would have to reach a football field.
That's
I
how.
believe so.
That's how wide your
That's-
shoulders would have to
But
be.
like, but why so much for us?
A
and
foot-
not
Because
for
we're
them?
dense.
I mean, I can imagine
Birds are
being
light.
big, but a
They have
football
hollow
field's
bones.
pretty
They have hollow
expensive.
bones.
Well, I mean, see, here's the thing:
Yeah.
birds have
Yeah.
hollow bones, and birds are just naturally very light. We
Yeah.
are we're very heavy. So
Right,
for like a
Shanti.
set of wings to be able to generate the
Hey,
amount of
Shanti.
lift and to soar, those wings need to be huge. So they would need to be the size of like a football field.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
guys.
need the fuck up.
Would you rather football field sized
Oh, you
wings or bird bones to achieve flight?
I'm not sure.
Bird bones.
Yeah.
But if I
bird bones
punched
would be
you,
all right.
you'd be like dead.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then
case
I
anyway.
the times you're not using your wings, that's how are you gonna hold yourself
Well, like,
up?
yeah, like, what's the deal with that?
Well, we're assuming if you have hollow bones, you don't need as big. of
Like, will they
wings.
fold in?
Oh,
So
I
I
see
hope
what you're
so.
saying.
Yeah.
No. Even with okay, the question was, would you rather have hollow bones or stadium-sized wings?
Yeah, yeah.
If you had stadium-sized wings, that would hurt
You
a
would-
lot
you would
all the
be
time.
able to-
Gravity
you
would
wouldn't
gravity
be
would
able
be
to
bad
wrap
for
them
you.
up.
So he's like, "Do you want stadium-sized wings, or you want to be a little bitch?"
The time the times that you're not flying would be awful.
Yeah.
What
It's
about-
just- It's just very dangerous, like it is for birds, because you have hollow bones and you're light as hell. But you have the advantage of being able to go up real fast. It's the trade-off.
If you had hollow bones and wings, I would shoot you with a pellet gun. I'd shoot you out of the air.
That's
Amazing
cold as
love to
ice,
you.
Alex.
Yeah,
God damn.
I would rather kick like Chun-Li.
that's your superpower.
That would be pretty
Yeah.
I'd shit on your car.
You what?
Because
If I had
You heard him.
As your corpse is
You
falling
heard
to
I'd
the
be
ground.
flying over and it freaking, and you'd be like, God damn it, Taylor.
Who are you directing that to?
Not you.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I
Your
would-
car.
I figured it was the group.
The
Shit on all
group's
your
car.
cars.
If I had wings, I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
You do that anyway, with or without wings.
You shit on Alex's car all the
Yeah,
time.
what do you mean you would shit on my car?
I'm just saying nothing
I think
would be
what you meant to
different.
say was I did shit on it. Every morning Taylor drives over to my house and shits on my car.
That's
why
a
he's
good
here.
friend. I mean, that does
Frankly,
take dedication. At least he's thinking about you.
Yeah, that's I know. He thinks I'm special.
You are for
It
sure.
means a lot. I am definitely special. Yeah, are you guys special?
Well, Taylor
clearly.
doesn't
Any
shit on my car.
diagnosed with anything?
We're here.
Yeah,
So
this
we're
is
special.
a special, a safe place for special.
Laura's never been on the podcast. You could ask her. Some
Yes, I have questions to ask
questions.
everybody. Good call on that.
It looks like he's directing an airplane to land or something.
He's twisting. Oh, he's. Oh, I see what he's saying.
Oh.
Sit the fuck still, Alex.
What
Microphone's
was?
in front of you.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Ooh. Maybe.
Can you? If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
Hmm.
And when I say ghost story, I just mean something that happened you can't explain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember this one time I was like studying or writing a paper, and my parents like went somewhere and it was getting late and it was definitely dark outside and most of the house lights were off. And I think I had like watched some scary movie though, so I was probably just like, but I remember like something happening like out of the corner of my eye and just like freaking out and putting on like a Disney movie until my parents got home, like was like, I'm not trying to go to sleep. That's like the most chillest thing.
What? Sorry, go ahead.
Were you gonna ask her
Well-
what Disney movie?
I
Because
I
wanna
wasn't, but what Disney movie?
wonder if I can remember.
Monsters Inc.
Dude, oh my God.
Sure.
Well, we're coming back to that.
I'm
I
not
got stuff
sure.
to say
This
about
was, like,
Monsters Inc.
12, 15 years ago. So I can't really remember. When I worked at it might have been when I worked at Family Video, which like I can't believe that was that long ago. I feel like it wasn't, but I guess it was. I would sometimes rent scary movies for sure.
Do you remember what you saw out of the corner of your eye?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I got you.
But also I don't want to.
No, I
So that's
understand.
what this means. I like
I
tried
understand.
to like block it out because
That's-
I was like scary. I was by myself.
That's not necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and I want to hear what you're gonna ask me, but just to piggyback off that for like 2 seconds is like I don't know. I don't know about Ouija boards. I don't know about ghosts. I don't know about spirits or whatever. But I also feel like thus far, when I've like not gotten like too into it, it hasn't gotten too into me.
That's
You know what I'm
how
saying?
that works. Yep. The more, yeah, no, it's like you not wanting to give it power and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
remember it is not a bad idea. Yeah, that shit is absolutely real. And I only recommend that to people that are like, I don't believe in this shit. Is like, have you seen? It's got like, if you still don't, that's cool. But I'm only like, I don't recommend it to people. But
Well, this is someone who gets scared, like I said, when the flood in Halo
Yeah.
2 comes off the ceiling. So keep that in mind. I gotta keep my peace, but
there's
like,
something instinctual about it where it like, I don't know. It's like we almost have that in our DNA to be wary of it. Like maybe we've been evolving with that like since we've existed, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, there's like various things that I could cite. I mean, even when I was in the Mediterranean and I had that dream,
Yeah.
that was like freaky. And then there was a time I was at a party where I saw something and then experienced something when I finally got home that was like freaky. And
You should tell them about the dream if you're okay with it.
about the dream.
You were
About
talking
the-
about
the
things that happened.
Mediterranean dream.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so my parents, I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful. My parents took me on this like Mediterranean cruise. Okay. And it was super fun. But long story short, and to be as concise as possible with my ADHD brain,
You're good.
Hello. Oh, hi.
hello. The last day, I was like, ooh, I am not well. I knew I was like something very sick.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is this on the boat?
It was like the whole day. So
Okay.
when we got
All right.
off, when we went to
So where were y'all?
okay, so that was the day that I even so feeling that way ended up climbing to the top of Mount Vesuvius.
Okay.
And it's hot as crap over there. So yeah, I was like very, very ill, but I was like, my dad's like, you could stop. My mom's like, you could stop, you could stay. I'm like, I didn't come to this place just to go to the gift shop. Like, I'm getting up here. And I was seriously struggling. And then anyway, I couldn't make it through dinner, which always makes me sad because just a tiny little tangent. The workers on Holland America are like amazing. I wish everyone could experience that just for them. But anyway, so I couldn't make it through dinner and I was like, man, this sucks because like the food's like, it's like I feel like I'm fancy and I'm like, oh my God, And so yeah, I couldn't make it through dinner. I couldn't make it to the like they always have like a show or something after you can see. So I'm getting ready for bed and I'm feeling like my throat closing up. I'm just like hot. And I'm just thinking like, ooh, like I should probably say something to my parents, like, if you don't hear from me by blah, 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 you might want to check on me. Anyway, so I fall asleep and I remember waking up and being just like, oh, I'm so hot. When I woke up, the side of my face that I was sleeping on was like all red and swollen and all that. And like I had like crazy stuff all over my skin. I like
Your
literally
legs, like everything was like.
yeah. I like wanted to ask for like a wheelchair in the airport because that travel day was brutal. I was so close to asking for a wheelchair. Seriously.
Wow.
It was
So you broke out with something.
Yeah, her skin had a
And they
reaction.
said the first people that I was able to see that whole 24-hour travel day, like we had to just go.
Damn.
So when I got back to Ohio, I saw someone and they said they could tell by the way like they did whatever when they were touching the skin that it wasn't from anything I ate. So I guess it had to be some crazy European virus. And like if you've
Whoa.
never been to Europe, like it is kind of crazy experiencing Europe, like hello, the gift shops. So they have some interesting gifts at the gift shops over
Really?
in Europe. Yeah. But
Okay.
anyway, I had a dream that night before I woke up that I like saw my grandpa that passed away. But he was like he was like on the other side of the room. No way my grandma would have ever missed like reuniting with me in the dream in a dream. So that was weird. But he was like, I just remember him saying like you can sit here for a while. And to me, if I'm gonna like tap into that way of thinking, my understanding of it is like it's not your time yet, but like, ooh, girl, like you need to go to a doctor, but you can sit here for a while with me.
And did you sit and talk with them?
No, like that's all I remember.
Okay.
I think I just like sat. I think I just sat there. That's the
Damn.
only like words that I
That's
remember. I've had some
wild.
cool but freaky dreams for sure.
Any more stories?
Like about dreams or like about ghosts?
Anything strange?
Well, one of my like least favorite but like craziest dreams is actually like when it was sort of like Limbo, the game that we talked about. I was like trying to find my one brother, and I couldn't find him. And I don't know if I was like channeling like Edgar Allan Poe or something, but long story short, he ended up being in this like it was nighttime, this dark, no electricity, like old school saloon. And he was under the floorboards. And
Evan's dying. Sorry, Evan interrupted you.
Jesus.
Fucking idiot.
Is he okay?
Can he die more quietly? Is my concern.
I mean, some people
Right.
sneeze like 10 times in a row, but those were like intense sneezes.
Yeah.
So.
That was aggressive.
He died.
Don't worry, Alice. No Evans were hurt in the making of this episode.
We don't know that.
I mean, we didn't hurt him.
Right.
That's all it really
It was the
matters.
ghost.
Yeah.
It was her grandpa.
Oh,
Your
no.
grandpa just choked Evan.
Yeah.
That's fucked
He
up.
doesn't care about that.
He doesn't care. He doesn't give a
He doesn't
shit
care.
about it.
But
Sorry, where were you?
no, it's fine. It was funny. I was like really worried and stressed for my brother, and no one else was there, no one. And he was under the floorboards in the old like saloon, but like floating in water. He was like, I think alive, but it was like intense because when you dream, you feel like it's real. Nine times out of 10, lucid dreaming and whatnot aside. But yeah, so I was like,
Dreams are intense. I feel like dreams are more intense than reality. Like I handle like dangerous situations better in real life than I do in dreams. Like I react
That's a good
more
point.
strongly to things that happen in dreams than I do in real
I
life.
wonder what's true for me.
So I'm about to die in real life. I'm like,
Crazy.
like you enter like that defense, like adrenaline mode,
In your dream or in real life?
in real life, where like you don't have time to be scared. You're just like and for me, it's like the adrenaline kicks in, and it's like everything becomes like slow, and like you're just processing things like super quickly. I do not like do that at all in dreams. Like it'll be like just panic.
Well,
And
especially
then
if like
death,
you're
and then you
falling.
wake up, yeah.
It's inescapable to feel that, like if you're falling in the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
That's a bad one.
So much.
I used to have this recurring dream. I would be walking down the sidewalk, and all of a sudden, I would just fall and land on my face. And I had this dream a lot.
And you'd wake up like that.
Yes,
Oh
I had this
gosh.
dream many times. I also used to gnash my teeth in my sleep. Like, I wouldn't be able to stop. Like I would kind of semi wake up
Oh.
and realize what was happening,
Yeah.
and I couldn't stop it. But my jaw was just like clenched super hard.
Yeah.
And like that can't be good for your teeth. Like it's like
Yeah.
way
No,
harder than you
yeah.
should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might want to
I had
not continue to do that.
when I was
I used
younger,
I don't really have that anymore.
Oh, okay,
but
that's good.
it's almost like a seizure in your
Oh
sleep,
my god.
but
when I-
not a seizure. I don't know.
When I was younger, I had a similar dream that would recur, but it was like me falling off a bike. It was always me falling off a bike. I'd gotten in I'd hurt my knee in a bike accident one time when I was younger, and I thought it was a big deal at the time. But looking back, it like definitely wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't like break any bones or anything. I just scraped my knee pretty bad, and I'm like, oh, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Y'all ever had the experience? A lot of people have waking up from falling in a dream, and it just pretty much
Startles the shit out of you.
shakes the whole right.
Yep.
Yeah, it shakes the whole fabric of your
The
existence.
funniest thing, whether it was happened to you or somebody else, was being asleep in class when that happened. Because you would wake up and shake the whole desk. It's like the loudest wake up of everything.
I feel like it mostly happens to me with naps. It's like
Right.
rarely when I'm actually like asleep
It's
in
a
bed.
certain level of brainwave function. You're not so deep into sleep. That
It's gotta
you're
be,
kinda-
yeah, something
Twilight
like that.
sleep's very weird. That's where you can get into like lucid dreaming.
I literally
Yeah.
just heard the words twilight sleep, I think, for the first time like a day ago. Literally. I don't know what it was. It was
Yes.
like I've missed the context.
That's what they refer to it as.
What is it?
That's
you're-
when, as you're falling asleep, you have to decide between Edward or Jacob. It's twilight sleep.
Interesting. Oh my god.
You can rest assured.
Okay, that was
But
pretty good.
Absolutely
That was
wasn't the
pretty
reference I was making.
Yeah.
So what is twilight sleep though?
It's just as you're falling asleep. It's a very early stage of it, and that's just a reference that they call it. It's not. I don't think that's the scientific term, but I think it's one of the first states of brainwave that you start to go into as you start going through the different brainwaves of sleep.
Oh,
And there's only a couple of them that dreams actually happen in. There's only certain states that you actually start dreaming.
one of them's REM, correct?
Well, REM just stands for rapid eye movement.
Right.
But they call that like one of the stages, like your most active brain stage. And they say that's when the dreams happen.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. What you got there?
Do you want one?
But
I
I'm
have
talking about
also.
like delta and
I was
theta,
just-
and I'm not
Sure.
sure.
But
Being
Alice
nosy.
doesn't know. Alice doesn't know what you got.
This episode's brought to you by Kroger.
They make seltzer water.
This is Kroger in a can.
The Krog.
the Krog.
The Krog.
Or Kroger's.
Crozier,
Yeah.
Oh, Kroger.
K. Roger.
I've heard that one. I did work at K. Roger at a time.
Okay, Riz.
Oh yeah, K. Riss. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
My man.
Real ones, though.
That's right. K. Riss worked at the K. Roger for a period of time. I actually liked it.
What was your first job?
Actually Sonic?
Nice.
Yeah, I was a car hop.
Nice. Do you have the rollerblades? Being all
I
cute?
did.
You know,
I was
being
adorable.
all- being all sexy out there.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
I was
Don't you-
sexy
don't
as
you
fuck.
get
I did
paid?
do
You were in
rollerblades.
rollerblades?
Yeah.
Don't you
I
get
worked
paid
there for
more
like-
if you have put skates on?
Yeah. Not by them, but you get
I thought that was
people
Swenson.
get more tips. No,
Oh,
you
wow.
do.
And
I mean,
Sonic?
It's rare that people do it, but you definitely can. And even then, I was like only one of the few that did it. But I loved rollerblading anyway. So after that, I worked there for a while and kind of got the hang of things. I started doing the rollerblades.
I bet they stopped doing that because like of liability.
I'm sure, yeah. At this
Because that,
point.
in retrospect, not a good idea.
Yeah. I
In
also like.
retrospect, really bad.
I was
idea.
not great at stopping.
Just,
So I would I would
slamming into
have food
people's cars.
and I would try to do this like little spin move where I stopped. That was like only one of the few ways I knew how to do it. But sometimes I would just like slam up against the car.
Just food all over the window.
No, I got the food. I never
into
dropped
the
the food.
window.
But I just slam against their car. They're like,
Big handprint on the-
Coffee skulls. a
surprise,
child.
motherfucker.
You're,
Start chucking cheeseburgers in the car.
You just run at Swenson's, actually.
I got your Sonic
What is it?
Blast right here.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I want
Should
to.
cut that and make a meme or something. Oh, it's Swenson's you run, not rollerblade.
They run.
what's
Is it
Winston's?
like a drive-through like Sonic kind of thing?
Swenson's is where you like there's I don't know if they've added a drive-through, but I know like it used to at least just be where you pull up and put your lights on until the
Where's that
order's
a
taken.
thing at?
Ohio.
I've never seen
At
one.
least Ohio.
Okay.
but I thought maybe other places.
I've never seen one.
And people
I mean,
run.
Run, yeah. Instead of like rollerblading.
They just run.
They
fast
just run.
speed.
They're like, we're
I-
not putting these fuckers.
I don't know how I
rollerblades.
missed that. Yeah,
We'll
they're
get
just
them
running.
fast.
Yeah, I guess to make it look like can't wait to take your order.
That's wild.
Can't wait
I
to
want
go
to
get
go.
it.
I want to go to one.
You know what I mean?
Here's your order.
What if you tripped them?
Thanks for my tip.
What if
You're
you
not
stuck
doing
your
the feet
foot
on the
out?
ground. Then.
I don't want to mess up the mic. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nothing good. I was saying, what if you tripped them? What if,
Oh, you're
what if you
fine.
stuck your leg out?
Never
What if you
mind.
slammed your car door into them?
Aw.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Terrible. What was
Taylor-
your first job? Was that what you
Uh,
were going to ask him?
yeah, it was.
All right, I'd rather hear his.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
Taylor.
I worked at a pancake factory.
Oh hell yeah!
I was like 9 or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Pancake Factory.
Yeah, it was.
Taylor was a gnome.
Yeah,
He was like he worked at Santa's workshop.
yeah, they manufacture pancakes.
I have one notable story from it, which is me, who was like 9 or 10 or something.
I just want to know, is that the name of this restaurant?
It was called.
Because there's Cheesecake Factory.
No.
And there was
And that's not a
Pancake
factory either.
Pantry, which
Pantry.
sucked.
This was in Amish country, Pennsylvania,
Okay.
and it was literally
Taylor
like
was
they
Amish.
made the bags of the mix that you bring home.
Oh, so it was a factory. Okay. It was a pancake
It
mix
was
factory.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
No, the pancakes came down on a conveyor belt,
That's what I
and he did.
imagined.
Taylor's job is just inspecting. Looks like a pancake.
Of note, it was right around the time Stadium Arcadium by Red Hot Chili Peppers came out, and we
That's
had
helpful. Thank you.
we had Hump Day Bump blaring on like the factory speakers, and me, who was like 9 or 10, my brother who was like 12, and his friend who was 13 were just putting this shit together in the hopper for the pancake mix, and a mouse comes running along and it just jumped into the hopper, which at the bottom is a grinding wheel. It just got ground up, and all three of us were freaking. We like looked at each other, freaked out, and then just kept doing our job.
Oh my god!
So some bag of pancake
Oh,
mix
no.
around 2004-ish had mouse guts in it. But
It's 0.01% mouse.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
can't say
God.
it's not 0.1%.
FDA allows a
mm,
certain small amount of rodent feces
And
you know,
bugs and stuff.
Dude,
Yeah.
my favorite statistic, there's a certain amount of pus they allow in unpasteurized milk. Like from the inside of the cow udders. Nasty pus.
I actually have an interesting story about mice. I don't know if you know. I don't know if
Did you
Taylor
know
knows,
mice
but-
die after they have sex?
Yeah, exactly. The
Oh,
one-
did I just step on your joke? I'm
You did,
sorry.
That's all right.
Oh my God, you were actually.
You
I didn't
finish
think
it.
you're. Taylor, did you know mice die after they have sex?
That's news to me.
At least the one I fucked did.
Oh my.
Dude, I'm sorry. I didn't actually think you were about to do that.
Actually, no, I like it better that you got to tell it. This time.
I know. I know that's your favorite.
Because Laura
thing in
fucking
life.
hates
Me
it when I
too.
tell it.
If you've ever wondered why we call him Gerbil Chris,
I know.
Oh, she's like, I
Yeah.
don't wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, you know exactly why.
I think, is that canon in the Rhetoric rabbit hole universe? Have you guys talked about the Gerbil Chris thing before?
Oh yeah. That's where it came from. Was the podcast, because I've said it literally every time I've been on here. Actually, until now, you said
Until
it for
I
me.
did it for you. The curse has been
Now
broken.
you can't call me Gerbil Chris anymore.
I'm Gerbil Alex now.
Yes.
I was like,
I've
yes,
passed-
finally.
Pass the throne.
I-
You just have to introduce
I'm gonna
yourself
need
as
some
that.
I think-
tequila and one of them sparkling water.
Yeah.
None of this is official.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
Neve's
just
gonna
rhetoric.
cut that part out, so it's
He
fine.
cuts it out actually every time. Damn it, Neve, my mortal enemy.
As if you can share the mantle, you can't pass it down.
Ah,
That's not how it works. I'm
Ah.
sorry.
I'm gonna just have,
Alright.
and right now, Alice, you might see a gerbil hovering in the background over both.
This happened on the All the
Alex
Tension
Andrews.
podcast. I really appreciate that. Whoever made sure that there was a fucking gerbil in the background.
Yeah. Now I know Evan's first job was at a hibachi restaurant.
Yes, dude. My first
Oh,
job
shit.
was at a sushi hibachi place. I started as a busboy and I worked my way up to the illustrious position of dishwasher. Yeah, it's pretty
Excellent.
nice. Gotta tell you, it was cool because like as the busboy, this place it was like a sushi joint, but on the weekends they would have like bands there, and they would have like a dance floor that opened up, and I had to weave my way through the dance floor and like pick up plates and stuff. So I got really good at like sneaking through people, and then it's
A
actually
skill
served me-
he would use later.
yeah, it served me pretty well at like concerts and stuff, because I'm able to weave my way through a crowd pretty easily. And then when I worked my up to the dishwasher position, I was washing dishes in the kitchen, and I was like one of maybe 3 people that spoke English. Like it was really cool. It was half Chinese, half Spanish. In terms of like the language I heard. I don't remember much of it. I remember chipawo, that meant we need rice. And
And
it also might have meant fuck you, white boy.
it's also I also learned my name was Puto Gringa.
I had a
yeah.
dishwasher call me gringo one time.
Hell
It
yeah.
was so funny because I had like learned that I didn't take Spanish. So I didn't know my whole life about that word. And that was so funny though. Cause I always like smile. Like I'm always like, I would talk to them and I had to like put a dish up and they said something gringa. And I went down like this and I said, gringa. And I know what that means. And then he laughed and turned around. It was funny.
Hell yeah. Racism's fun.
I know it.
It's the best.
It's a cool hobby.
Did you say what your first job was?
I worked at a hardware store.
Oh, okay.
Like a smaller chain, Lowe's or Home Depot. Like that, but not that big. Yeah, it's cashier and stocked shelves.
Any fun stories from those days?
I don't know anything about hardware, so I bullshit people.
So you were the worst.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
I was like, I don't know any. Like, I just needed a job.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say, do you know where the? And then I was like, oh yeah, I don't know anything about hardware
And then
either.
the job after that, I worked at AT&T as a sales rep, which is the worst job I've ever had. And since then, I've worked in sales, and it's like that is the worst sales job I've ever had. Is AT&T? I fucking hate them.
Did
They're
you
the
do
worst.
cell phones?
Yeah, I worked in store, and we had like we had quotas on different types of items. So whether your grandma needs this Bluetooth speaker or not, I'm going to try and sell a Bluetooth speaker to your grandma, or like Wi-Fi adapt like expanders.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you don't need this, but I have to try and that's my job, is to try and convince you that you do. And it's like I was pretty good at it, but I hated myself. I'm like, I fucking hate this. This is a horrible job to have. That's the worst job I've ever had.
Wow.
What was your first job, Dave?
Oh no, my first job was at McDonald's. I didn't actually have the. It almost wasn't even an option, or almost wasn't even asked about it. It was like, you're 16, your sister's got a job ready for you at McDonald's, because that's what happens. You're 16, you can get a job, so you're gonna get a fucking job. So, and I worked there for maybe a year or so, and then I went and I was like, the hell with this, and they took me off of the cash register because I go in so basted. That was right when I first started smoking weed. And I'd be so fucking basted, and nobody could hear what I was saying. I'd be like, they're like, what is he saying? So they put me on the grill, which is great because I had to deal with people. And then I left there and started working at Red Lobster in the kitchen at 17, which I really wasn't supposed to. And that started my long spotted career of culinary expertise, where I learned a whole lot of stuff.
Hell yeah.
You worked in a lot of kitchens.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of wild and weird jobs in my life. I was a pool monitor, not a lifeguard, a pool monitor.
I thought you said a pole monitor.
Make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
So that was my last job.
A pole monitor.
Yeah,
Monitor that pole.
All day.
Damn.
Did
we
you say
hear
you were
your
a
first
pool
job?
monitor and then said that there was a distinction between that and lifeguard?
yeah. All I did was hang out and check the chemicals and make sure nobody was running,
He was checking the chemicals.
and making sure nobody brought glass in. It was like basically a
Okay.
pool checker, but I wasn't a lifeguard. There's no lifeguard on duty.
Yeah, if you're drowning, you're fucking dead.
Just watching people die.
I'm just here to check the chemicals.
Look, man, I'm not pay grade, man.
Dude, you know how lifeguards protect people?
How?
He was the pool guard. He was an
Yeah.
inverted lifeguard prioritizing the pool.
Exactly.
Like, keep the glass away from my fucking aqua, dude.
Oh, there wouldn't even be
Yeah,
a
you
pool.
can die somewhere else. Sir.
Look, I will drag you out the pool. Only, I'm not to save you, but I'm gonna fuck my chemicals up.
Yeah.
Your body floating
This is
out
gonna-
there.
affect my pH.
Really
balance.
fuck up the pH.
Yeah, you know. I'm gonna get them out. Ain't no mouth to mouth happening. No, I'm not certified to do that.
Yeah, you die here on the ground
Right, and then you're banned for at least a week.
for life.
Did we hear your first job, Laura?
Oh, I delivered the newspaper for the Canton Repository.
Nice.
Huh.
And
Like,
it was
how-
a very heavy bag on Saturdays and Sundays.
Like,
not to
did you
mention
walk
every
or
day.
in your car?
On my neon green mongoose bike.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever grind?
I think
Yeah.
that takes
Hey,
cool.
Grind on rails.
Did your
The bike.
mongoose have the
It only
thingies?
had pegs. Yeah,
Hell
but I didn't
yeah.
know what that was. I just would do stuff where I would like, you're not gonna love me anymore. But I'd be like riding it, and then I would get on like, I'd like get where I don't know what I got, and then I'd like do this thing where I'd like bring my leg. See, my hip just popped. That's how old I am. And I'd bring my leg around, and I'd just be like on one side, and then I'd be
Whoa.
like, and then I'd be like,
That's pretty rad.
So
You're
you
doing
would-
stunts and deliver a
that's cool.
newspaper.
I
Let's fucking
probably
go.
did that on the way home when I was done because I was like, hell yeah, I'm done with this job today. I don't have to. I have bad dreams, nightmares, whatever. Like, it's been a while, but I mean, I seriously have had them in the last like 5+ years of me forgetting like 2 or 3 streets or something. And I'm just like, I don't do that anymore.
How old were you when you did it?
In middle school and then a little bit, I think, in high school.
Okay.
I think Taylor's got he wins the worst first job. Can we talk about this pancake factory that hires children? and lets rats.
Grinds up mice
Yeah,
into
like-
their
Can we talk
pancake
about that?
Was
batters.
anyone gonna
'Cause that
check
wasn't
those
the
rats?
first and only time.
No, oh no,
No,
that happened
definitely
multiple times
No,
for
that,
sure.
that was like
Absolutely
mouse
horrifying.
depression.
That's just
You
the
ever
only
seen
one Taylor saw.
The utopian test with the rats. They were that's probably what it was. Is that place? The mice were so well fed that they were
They were miserable.
that they went miserable, and that that was probably
Oh.
They jumped in on
suicide.
purpose.
That's
Yeah.
straight up.
Suicide
Mice are pretty
rat.
smart. They know that's some grinding wheels down there. So you
I-
said he just ran out and jumped in it. He was like, "I'm done."
Dude, he
It's
just
time.
sent it, and we were all just like, "Oh my god, are you 12? I'm 9. Fuck this."
Yeah.
So did y'all just seal the bags up, or did y'all deal with the mix afterward? I mean, did y'all not see any guts in some stuff, or get one of the bags come through and it was a little bit soaked?
The hopper was on the second floor, and wherever it was funneling to was on the floor below us, and it was literally like a probably. I don't know. I was small, maybe like a 6 by 6 foot, like funnel in the ground.
Oh my god, that's a formative memory for
so
you. Do you
y'all
understand
didn't
that?
see the result.
No,
That was
he
somebody
just.
else's job.
We definitely saw it like literally run, slide down the fucking hopper, crazy, just jumped off, and then there was gears or whatever. Like,
because y'all are loading the hopper. That's what you're saying. Y'all are loading it with stuff. So yeah, so there's
yeah.
Plenty
So you
of
saw it.
now was it actual
Become
chopping
not
blades
alive.
or just gears down there moving stuff?
I think it was like a mechanized like mortar where it would make the grind
y'all
even
were
smaller.
like
Yeah.
grain in, and it was.
I think so. I just bags of shit. I don't really
Because
know.
if it was grain and
Yeah.
it was then he got smushed.
I haven't thought about this job in so long. I just remembered one of my other duties was we got orders of like hot sauces and pickled things to put on the shelves because there was like a little storefront. And one of my jobs was soaking the jars in hot water so that the labels currently on them would come off. And then I would slap that Pancake Factory's branding on them and put them up on the shelves.
my!
Interesting.
Oh my!
It went out of business like 5 years after.
Does that
we
mean you
moved
can
away.
say what it was?
It was named Canner's Pancake Factory or something like
How
that.
did you get this job at 9 years old?
My brother
Nepotism.
Cody was friends.
You fucking nepo baby!
It was.
You were given everything. Oh, I have a
It's
job.
only been my older brother had a friend. That friend's parents ran this place out of their barn, and our family, like my mom got a job there, and then my brother Cody got a job there, and I got a job there.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We used to steal chocolate chips and like buy the styrofoam cup full. So
You're a piece of shit.
I,
yeah.
I went from you
Are
having
you
the
sure
worst
that
job to
those
having the
didn't
best
have,
job. I changed my
rat
mind.
parts in them?
No, definitely, it's entirely plausible. We had mouse and rat feces in the chocolate.
Listen, minimal rat to pancake ratio.
Only
Mhm.
10%.
Yeah. 10% rat guts. Mice guts, not rats.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Those are different.
It's
There's
a different thing.
difference.
Y'all seen any good movies lately? I just saw Nosferatu. That was fucking amazing.
I thought it sucked.
Damn, Taylor.
You're getting the light.
Yeah, I thought it was visually beautiful. I thought it blew ass. Otherwise,
okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I saw the movie Vivarium. Have you guys ever seen that one? Pretty good, dude. Jesse Eisenberg is in
Nice
it.
reference on the pretty good.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just trying to get you guys copyright strike by Larry.
We just watched there's something about
Mary.
Mary.
Really?
Yeah.
I was kidding.
I just saw that.
No kidding. We just watched that like a few days ago.
I was
Hilarious.
crying. It was
That
so
movie's
funny.
funny, man.
Oh my god,
It
it's
was so
good.
funny.
I love Ben Stiller.
Oh, dude, he's so fun. Have you seen Zoolander 2?
No, I don't think so.
I gotta tell you, man, that was better than I thought it was gonna be. They did a
Okay.
pretty good job in that second Zoolander. I gotta tell you.
All right.
Anyway, but yeah, there's something about Mary was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen anything good?
Substance was pretty sick.
Substance?
The Substance?
I saw like the ending of that. My roommate was watching it.
It's like a comment on idolization of youth and kind of like magazine cover culture, and it gets very Cronenberg towards the end because there's this drug which lets you tap into your youth, but it comes at a pretty big cost.
Cool.
Yeah. It's cool that you like Nosferatu. I don't like.
Yeah, we don't have to
It's-
talk about it
yeah.
since
You
you
didn't
made
have
it.
to shit on it more, but I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah,
go
no, no.
ahead.
It's really sucked actually.
Have you seen any of his other movies? The Witch, Northman, The
no.
Lighthouse.
No.
If
No,
you don't, you
for
probably
me.
wouldn't like those either.
Okay. I thought the style was truly amazing. The art was beautiful. I just thought the pacing was like a music video. Like it was
Oh,
somehow
yeah.
2 hours, but also
That's
felt
I actually
too
really
short.
liked that about it. Is it cut out everything that was not necessary? It was like 2.5 hours of like just punches. There was no build up. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
What
Didn't
have
we
you
talk
seen?
about it though?
Maybe.
There was like a brief vampire phase.
Yeah,
It's
that's true. What did we watch? I forget now.
What?
During the vampire phase. What did we watch? Interview with Vampire. We did
Mhm.
not
No,
watch
we
that
did
movie,
not.
Love
actually.
Interview with
But I love
Vampire.
that movie.
Have
yeah.
y'all seen Only Lovers Left Alive with Tom Hiddleston
Mm-mm.
and Tilda Swinton?
Oh my
Mm-mm.
god.
What have we watched?
Have you not seen
recently?
that?
No, I've never seen that. That's like a stacked like
I
weirdo
know that's
cast.
like all I can think of.
Uh-huh.
Two
They're
Hiddleston.
vampires. So it's a movie about Tom Hiddleston is Adam, Tilda Swinton is Eve, and they've been alive this whole time, and they're vampires.
Holy shit, I'm in. I'm so
Okay.
in.
It's great.
That's pretty interesting.
It's
yeah.
pretty great. What have you seen recently?
I don't know. We've been watching Breaking Bad.
Oh, fuck
Nice.
yeah.
How far in are you?
I've seen it like 3 times.
But
She's never
me,
watched
I
it.
have-
So
well,
I was
think
like,
season 2.
let's watch. I'll
Okay.
watch it. I'll watch it 5 times.
Breaking
We're
Bad
at
is
the
so good.
end of season 2.
Gotcha.
We just met Gus.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
I've got Neef watching Game of Thrones for the first time.
Hey.
I'm
Okay.
Oh,
real
I
big
love
Game of Thrones fan.
Thrones.
Me too.
Arya Stark is my favorite character.
She's great. My favorite is Stannis.
Mm.
I really like Stannis. He's a piece of shit sometimes.
Hmm. Well, he's like not all there that he once was, right? His mind's like been affected.
Are we talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
You're thinking of Samus from Metroid.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Samus from
No, 'cause
Metroid.
there's
You're
some-
right. Yeah.
That's it.
Remember,
That's
I
it.
mean,
I love Metroid.
Even his wife. Is
Oh,
like
okay.
messed
I see
up.
what you're saying now. Yeah,
And
he
he's-
does. Yeah, he
you
does
know.
things in the show that are like, I don't like that.
And at times, I think he's even being persuaded by someone
Yes.
wearing a certain color. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, he definitely takes a turn at
No
the end.
spoilers.
That's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. Burns his daughter alive. Not cool. I
Lame.
said it. He did it. I said it.
I'm glad I already saw that episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
She's a sweet character.
Yeah.
I like her.
In the books, he doesn't do that. And I was like,
Really? I
yeah.
have those books, but I don't.
I've done the audiobooks. But I really like that series. It's one of my favorites.
You're one of my favorites, Alex.
You're one of my favorites. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while since we've done this.
I know. Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it again. Fine.
Fine. Whenever.
I won't
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
I won't eat before I come over next time.
Yeah, I'll cook next time.
I won't eat ever
And you
again.
guys
How about that?
try my snacks.
Okay.
Try my tangy churros.
We'll try the snacks before you leave.
Aw.
You've got music coming out soon. Check out Laura Rose
Yeah, I should say.
on Spotify and Bandcamp.
So maybe on Bandcamp, I don't know. The big thing on my Bandcamp, laurarose.bandcamp.com, is that you can hear my like hip hop pop song that I did with Stage Froggy. And then that's like the special thing about being on there. And then on my Spotify, you can hear my live album, which was like a duo project I did with Will K. Soul. My first single from 2020 called Quicksand that Will and I did, and then this one, our friend Dan Davis, he actually like recently recorded live music for Cyndi Lauper, which was so exciting, and I got to hear like his experience working with her. It was very cute. She sounded like she was very nice to everyone involved in the show, but I digress. He's really talented. He plays guitar, he mixes, he records, and so he recorded the live duo album, and then he's recording, mixing, and helping us produce the song.
Hell yeah. So in the near future, be on the lookout for the new one and check out what's out now.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Yeah, of course. Catch Morbid Orchid April 29th at the Underdog, and catch Behind the Curtain with Evan Carpenter on the 11th.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you next week. And check out All the Tension.
Yeah,
on
check us
Spotify
out.
as well.
Never
Big
mind,
things
new single.
coming.
Big things coming. Yeah. But Nevermind's out now. Listen to it and cry and be sad.
Sad boy.
Cool. Bye, Alice.
Thanks, y'all. Bye, Alex.